Tom Parker Bowles is the son of Prince Charles's girlfriend. He's also a close friend of Prince William, and allegations that he's been taking drugs. Obviously,
The royal palace has seen its share of scandals, but nothing could prepare anyone for the bombshell that dropped when Camilla's son, Tom Parker Bowles, showed up for what was supposed to be just another quiet visit. But when security opened the trunk of his car, the entire palace froze. How did Camilla's son end up with Diana's most personal belongings? And what will William do now that the truth is out? Let's dive into this shocking royal twist. Camilla's private family life. Camilla's life had always been divided between her role as queen consort and as a mother. She loved her children deeply, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes, and worked hard to keep them out of the royal spotlight. Neither Tom nor Laura was working royals. They had chosen their own paths, Tom as a well-known food critic and author, Laura as an art manager. But no matter how much Camilla tried to keep their lives separate, the closer she grew to the royal family, the more attention her children received. But why did palace security pay such close attention to Tom's visits? And what made even something as small as a car's license plate raise suspicion within royal grounds? Yes, it came as the palace security became especially cautious during Tom's visits. He wasn't a royal by duty, but because of his closeness to Camilla, every detail about him, even his car's license plate, was checked closely. For Camilla, this was the price of her position. No matter how hard she tried, her children could never fully escape the attention that came with her new life. The visit that changed everything. On the morning of the incident, Camilla kept to her usual routine. She liked spending time in her small drawing room, reading the day's papers and making short phone calls to her children. These calls, rarely longer than 10 minutes, helped her stay grounded as both a mother and grandmother. That morning, Tom arrived earlier than usual and without warning. Driving a black car, he parked near the private entrance and stepped inside to see his mother. To him, it was just a normal family visit before heading off to a meeting about his new cookbook later that day. Inside, the atmosphere was warm and easy. Tom spoke excitedly about recipes he had been trying, and even told a funny story about a Paris chef. Camilla, enjoying the moment, asked him questions and listened carefully. For her, these conversations were a welcome break from the endless official meetings and royal duties. Every time Tom visited the palace, it was a normal, routine visit. But something happened this time that just shook the walls of the palace. So what exactly was it about Tom's arrival that suddenly caught the guards' attention? Sergeant Whitmore, a sharp-eyed veteran of palace security, noticed something off about Tom's vehicle. Unlike his usual car, this one wasn't listed in the system. Even more suspicious, the trunk bent under unusual weight. Whitmore quietly alerted another guard, and together they circled the vehicle with growing concern. Security raises concerns. This unusual occurrence even disturbed the ongoing meeting of Camilla, but Whitmore decided to act. He asked Tom to come outside, explaining that a routine check was needed. Tom frowned in annoyance and asked, "Is there a problem?" Camilla, hearing the change in tone, accompanied Tom outside to see it for herself. The two exchanged a tense glance before following Whitmore into the hallway. Her voice carried a sharp edge. "What on earth is this about?" Whitmore, at that moment, stayed calm. He explained that the trunk looked heavier than usual and needed to be checked. But Tom, frustrated by the constant suspicion that came with royal life, unwillingly agreed. "Fine, go ahead," he said quietly. What secret could be hidden inside the trunk? When the trunk opened, everyone expected to see something ordinary. Instead, there was a large metal box, sealed with a combination lock. The scratches on its surface showed it had been carried around many times. Whitmore asked what was inside. Tom's answer was unclear. "Just papers and books. Nothing dangerous." But when the guard insisted on opening it, Tom grew uncomfortable. "I'd rather you don't. These are private, very private." By now, staff in the courtyard had noticed the unusual scene. And just then, another car pulled up. Prince William had arrived. William takes control. Prince William's sudden presence changed the situation completely. He had come to discuss an upcoming event with Camilla, but the moment he saw the scene, guards, his stepmother, her son, and a locked box, he knew something serious was happening. The guards quickly explained the suspicious car, the heavy trunk, and Tom's refusal to unlock the box. William listened carefully, scanning the faces of Tom, Camilla, and the guards. Without hesitation, he took command. The guards stepped back immediately, leaving the future king in charge. Camilla's displeasure was obvious. She didn't like William interfering in a matter involving her son, but William was firm. Looking directly at Tom, he ordered the box opened. Tom resisted at first, insisting on privacy, but William stood unmoved. "If it's on palace grounds, it must be checked," he said firmly. Finally, the lock was turned. The lid creaked open, and what was inside left everyone stunned. Diana's hidden letters. Inside the box were stacks of handwritten pages, leather-bound diaries, and sealed envelopes. The handwriting was unmistakable. It belonged to Princess Diana. For a moment, William froze. These weren't harmless family keepsakes. They were deeply personal writings that should have been secured in royal archives. Some of the papers were wrapped in tissue, as if someone had tried to preserve them. The diaries were worn with creased covers from years of handling. Tom said nothing. He didn't explain where the items had come from or why he had them. His silence only made the discovery more unsettling. William carefully picked up one of the diaries. The leather felt familiar, aged and fragile. These were Diana's private thoughts, written during some of the hardest years of her life. As William scanned a few pages, his chest tightened. His mother's voice was alive in the words. One chilling line caught his eye. "If anything happens to me, it will not be an accident." Those words stopped him cold. It was like hearing his mother speak from beyond the grave. Diana's letters. Ignite a controversy. The situation was now a crisis. The documents were technically stolen property. The fact that they were found in Tom's car created a legal and political nightmare. Prosecution would drag Camilla's family into a scandal. Protecting Tom would look like favoritism. William called a trusted advisor, Sir Clive Alden, who had long served King Charles. Sir Clive asked one question: "Do you want this handled quietly or by the book?" William replied, "Both, quietly but properly. If it looks like a cover-up, it will be worse." Camilla, under pressure. Meanwhile, Camilla was growing restless. She knew how damaging this could be, not just for Tom, but for her. For years, she had worked to repair her public image after being branded the other woman. Becoming queen consort had been her redemption. Now, one wrong step could destroy it all. She called Tom directly, instructing him to stay silent and avoid questions. If her name was tied to the letters, the scandal wouldn't stop with him. It would reach her, too. At the same time, William made his next move. Royal legal officers formally questioned Tom. He admitted to having the trunk but refused to explain where it came from. "They've been hidden for long," he said, "but I'm not saying more." His answers only raised suspicion. By evening, William sat alone, faced with an impossible choice: press the matter and risk a family crisis, or keep it quiet and risk accusations of hiding the truth. What would you have done in his situation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because there are more shocking stories coming your way. Until then, see ya.